top story, our big focus on Global Lens is the big India-US trade deal. After months of suspense, pressure and tariff threats, the US-India trade deadlock is finally over, and the announcement did not come from negotiators or joint statements. It came straight from US President Donald Trump himself. In a late-night political bombshell, US President Trump revealed that a direct phone call with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi sealed the long-pending trade deal with immediate effect. Now, here are the big takeaways from what Trump has announced so far. First, tariffs. Trump says the US will now impose a reduced reciprocal tariff of 18% on Indian goods, down from 25%. For Indian exporters, this is significant relief after months of uncertainty, especially for engineering goods, textiles, chemicals, and auto components that depend heavily on the US market. Second, Russian oil penalty that has been withdrawn. Washington has reportedly scrapped the additional 25% penalty earlier imposed on India over its purchase of Russian crude. According to US officials, this follows India's alleged commitment to scale back Russian oil imports and source more energy from the US and possibly Venezuela. This marks a clear retreat from August 2025, when Trump had threatened tariffs as high as 50% on Indian goods. Third, energy and oil at the heart of the deal. Trump claims India has agreed to massively ramp up energy purchases from the US, including oil, gas, and coal. Energy, not manufacturing, appears to be the deal's strategic core with the US, positioning itself as a long-term supplier to India. Fourth, agriculture and market access. Trump says India will move towards zero tariffs and non-tariff barriers on US products, including agricultural goods. If true, this would mark a major shift for India's traditionally protected farm sector and is likely to trigger political and farmer-level pushback at home. So far, government sources say there is no compromise on the interests of the farmers. Sensitive sectors like agriculture and dairy that were protected continue to be protected. Fifth, the $500 billion claim. Trump asserts that PM Modi committed India to buying over $500 billion worth of US goods, spanning energy, agriculture, technology, and raw materials. Prime Minister Modi has welcomed the tariff reduction, calling his conversation with Trump wonderful and thanking him for the 18% tariff rate, but notably did not reference a trade deal, nor did the comment on oil purchases or Russian energy in his public post. The messaging gap is telling. Responding to the announcement, US Ambassador to India Sergio Gore took to social media platform X to underline the personal rapport between the two leaders and the strategic promise of the partnership. He wrote that President Trump genuinely considers Prime Minister Modi a great friend, and the relationship between the US and India has limitless potential. India now enjoys one of the lowest tariff rates in Asia at just 18%. India has edged ahead of key regional competitors, gaining a clear advantage in access to the American market.